Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
Hello and welcome to the Popternative podcast, the podcast and talk show where we have digital discussions from the worlds of TV, film, pop culture, social media, sports, everything really, depending on the guest. We talk about it all. As always, I'm your host, Peter Remoliotis. On social media, you know me as PD Beats. My guest is an actor. You'll recognize him from a show on Netflix called Gentefied. We're with JJ Soria. JJ, welcome to Popternative, man.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have done an interview in the past, but you know what? Technology, right? Connections, it happens.
Yeah, man.
It's like unreleased footage. Maybe do we have to maybe one day like release it as like unreleased footage of JJ Soria during the pandemic? Like that, if I was able to fix it up or something.
It's all good. You know, that's why we do it again.
Absolutely. Well, I feel like there's a lot more to talk about right now. I mean, Gentefied had a very successful first season, and it was officially announced. Now we can talk about it, that you guys are going to be back for season 2, which is amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And you said, you know what I mean? Like from the moment you kind of went on set with that cast and crew, it just felt magical, right? It just felt like you guys were making something good, right, JJ?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty good. I'm a pretty good eye for when I read a project. I mean, I knew from the moment I read it that the project was going to be great. Again, I could totally be wrong. Like I could have been totally wrong, but I have no lack of confidence in speaking about what I believe is true or not, right?
Yeah.
So I believed in it, and seems like the audience, the people, believed it was good enough too. So we're bringing it back.
Oh, absolutely. And I remember like the hype around it when it got like kind of announced that season 2 was going to happen was just amazing. I mean, you guys, when we talked last time on the show, you were kind of more like the feeling around the room with, you know, the cast and crews. It's a matter of, you know, when rather than if. When you kind of got that news, what was that kind of like, though? Was it an exciting time for you in the cast?
I'm always one who plays everything down. I'm always excited, but like no matter what I achieve in life, I'm always like, I do my best to live in the moment and you know, like embrace the now, right? And embrace the moment that is. But like I said, I was coming in with the mentality that I had. For me, it was more just of course it's renewed. You know, that was my perspective. I would have been more surprised if we didn't come back. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? If that would have gotten a reaction out of me, that would be like, oh shit, what, really?
But you know, it happens sometimes where a lot of shows, you know, don't get renewed for another season, where you kind of think that like you maybe assume that it will be renewed. Like it happens a lot more than you would think, I feel.
Oh yeah, I mean, definitely people have even told me. I mean, this is my 3rd series that I've been on. Mm-hmm. I've done 2 other series before this where I was a regular, and they've all got renewed. But the people have told me in conversation that, like, you know, to celebrate the wins, because not a lot of shows don't get a second season. Mm-hmm. So yeah, very, very fortunate and grateful, but also I believe it's earned.
I have to tell you, and you do a very good job, and I think it's a testament to what an amazing actor you are, man, is I love the character of Eric. I really enjoy that character, man. Like you do, he's a great, he's, for the viewer watching the show, he's such a like interesting, complex character where like, there's moments of the show, like you meet him, I know right away that Eric is a nice guy who's just misunderstood. He's rough around the edges. He cares about his family. What was that like playing a character like that?
I thrive in characters, and I seek out characters that are complex. Yep. That, first of all, testament to the writing, right? That's where everything originates from. So props to Marvin Lemus and Linda Chavez, who co-created the series. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, I saw I saw the treasure within the material, and I know what I'm able to do. So when I saw that, when I saw the material, I go, oh, I'm gonna fucking crush this because I know my capability.
Yep.
And so yeah, when I see stuff like that, when I see meaty characters, for a lack of a better way to put it, when I see meat, I look at it as it's a piece of meat to sink my teeth into, right? Yep. So they gave me a lot. They gave me a lot to chew on, and I get excited when I see stuff like that.
Is it safe to say, like, I mean, is this one, like, you've played like a lot of characters? Is it safe to say that this character is like one of your favorites? Is that up there? Is Eric from Gentefied like one of your kind of key roles?
I mean, yeah, it's up there because of a number of reasons. One, you could say that Eric and I are very similar in many ways, yep. and then in many ways not. So, but yeah, I mean, Boyle Heights is actually where I was born, which is where the story takes place, right? So I'm familiar with the area. I'm familiar to some degree of the upbringing of which he would have come up in, and yeah.
The show obviously, like focuses on gentrification and everything, and that's like the main kind of focus of it as well. In this family who own a restaurant, but I think the show also does a good job, JJ, of it really like I'm a big food guy, right? And it like I just like the food element of it, you know what I mean? Like the experimenting, and your cousin in the show, is working as a sous chef at a big restaurant, and then has all these ideas for taco. Like, I love the food aspect of the show too.
Me too, absolutely.
It's one of those things. Do you think that's kind of a reason? Like, there's other reasons why the show is very popular. But I feel like the fact that it has a lot of different elements makes it kind of hit stride with the audience, because you have the food, you have the social issues, you have the family, you have all these elements. The recipe of Gentefied. You know what I mean?
And like you said, we go back to the food for a second. I think the food element, yeah, you see them cooking, and you see the steam and the different spices, and just the culinary activity, if you will.
Yeah.
It gets you. Maybe it's because Mexican food's popular. Tacos are popular. The Taco Tuesday, it has its own day.
Well, spicy food and hot sauce just became like the biggest trend in the last 2-3 years. Like it was huge.
Yeah. So I think it's something that maybe the reason why it's that aspect of it is so popular, because we all resonate with food. We all love food. We need to survive, and it's always good when it's good.
Absolutely. We're talking about Gentefied. We're talking about you as an actor. Let's kind of shift gears a little bit. I mean, another interest that you have that, people who follow you on social media, you are a big fan of the mixed martial arts, the MMA. That is a big part of your life as JJ Soria.
Yeah.
Is it safe to say, like, a lot of passions? I mean, that was something that you kind of like was interested in kind of as a young age? Did that interest happen before the acting, after? Like, when did that kind of all start for you?
Oh, all my life.
Yeah.
Bro. I mean, I am very surprised that I'm not a fighter. I'm a fighter in life. I'm like, I've been through so much stuff in my life. Mm-hmm. I'm sure a lot of people, I mean, as a lot of people have.
Yeah.
But I was always throwing punches and fighting in the street. As a little kid, I used to, not to bully, but to pick fights, because it was, that's just what I did. I like to fight. It was something I was into. My grandfather was a professional fighter, off and on, because he got his license taken away a few times for fighting in the street. But yeah, that's something I've always loved Rocky. I've always loved combat. And I later on in life, I got involved and started training, and the ring, the octagon, the cage, whatever metaphor you want to put around it. I look at that as life. It's a great way to look at life, because how you face adversity in combat, in physical combat, shows you really who you are. Because it at least for myself, speaking for myself, it has. I use this example. I remember the first time I sparred, and I was getting my ass kicked, and I was like, damn, I'm thinking as I'm getting punches thrown at me and everything, I'm thinking about, like, should I be doing this and that and the other, and I made it out of the round, go back to my corner, get cleaned up, whatever. And I had a decision. Do I go back out? Or do I just say, oh, no, I'm good, man? And there was just something inside me that said, go back out. And before, I busted the guy's nose, cut his lip, and I got my ass kicked. But it showed me who I really was. You know what I mean? I didn't tap out. I didn't. And so that, to delve into it deeper, it teaches you how to think under pressure, how to face adversity, how to calm yourself, how to focus on your breath, and then slow everything down. Mm-hmm. So let's say a way I believe training has helped me in life was one time I was actually driving to Tahoe and there was black ice, car in front of me, I lost control going downhill. He presses on his brakes and the car starts swerving like this. So I pressed on my brakes and I was right alongside of the divider. And this car is slowing down, flailing like this, and my car started to lose control as well. And I had a girl with me at the time. She pops up in the back seat, and she's like, "What the hell's going on?" And I had to calm myself. And it's one of two ways. You're like, "Oh my God, you act like that," or you take a deep breath, control your car, and dude, he almost, or whoever, he or she, whatever. The car almost just barely missed my car, and I was watching it as it flailed like this, and I pressed the gas just in time to get traction, and I accelerated, and I almost got hit, but I didn't. But I believe that the reason I handled the situation so well and didn't lose control of everything is because I've already been facing adversity in life and training, mm-hmm. and when it's right in my face.
No, absolutely. So there's a famous show, like one of my favorite sitcoms is Seinfeld. And there's a quote in Seinfeld that George Costanza says. He says, worlds are colliding. We're talking MMA, we're talking acting. I'm sure there's always been this interest in the back of your mind. I mean, you have been in shows that have the fighting, like fighting and like MMA kind of mentality in the background a little bit. But have you ever thought about maybe like doing something where
of course, bro. I'm I may just have to create the opportunity. Matter of fact, I'm reading a project right now where I'm interested in producing this film, and there's combat involved, and it's a big part of it. So yeah, I'm eagerly looking. That's ultimately the lane that I prefer to be in. I mean, I love doing comedy. Gentefied poster over here. This show over here, The Oath, is an action drama. I love action.
You did an action film with Terry Crews too, did you not?
That was more of a drama. I'm not so much of an action.
The trailer made it seem like it was the trailer made it seem like it was a big action.
Yeah. I mean, we're shooting guns and stuff a little bit, but. So yes, I mean that's the lane I like to stay in. I've done the Purge election year.
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot of action in that. This series, The Oath, has a lot of action in it. But like combat, right? Whether it be boxing, MMA, those are my strength. Well, boxing is my strength, and obviously MMA is mixed martial arts. So you got everything, right? I've done some Muay Thai.
You were in Animal Kingdom, right?
Yeah, I was.
So that show is not to confuse it with Kingdom, because Kingdom has a lot of combat.
Awesome, with Frank.
Yeah, but oh man, I love both those shows. Mm-hmm. And Animal Kingdom doesn't have like the combat, but like you could tell though that like there's some guys like in that family, you know what I mean, that enjoy the combat sports. Like there's like they're very like they're a heist family, and you see it with a lot of the fighting and everything. I feel like there's those elements of combat sports in there a little bit with Animal Kingdom. Do you agree a little bit?
In the actual show, or you mean them personally, the guys?
Like in the show, like you don't see them ever like fight or anything, but there's I don't know. I feel like,
well, as a matter of fact, now that you bring that up, there's actually a scene where I'm on the phone, and in one of the episodes that I did, I'm on the phone and I'm watching a fighter during training and I'm telling them something or whatever. So they do incorporate combat into the show in some way, shape, or form, you know?
In the entertainment industry, a lot of people are wearing many hats. A lot of people are succeeding, wearing many hats. They're acting, they're writing, they're producing, they're directing, they're doing all that. Is that something that JJ Soria wants to kind of explore down the road? You mentioned producing. What about writing? What about directing?
Producing for sure, because I would like to ultimately, listen, I got into this industry. But first of all, it wasn't my dream. My dream was to be a professional athlete, to play baseball or even combat. Combat wasn't my. In hindsight, I'm like, oh, that's been a passion of mine forever. But as growing up and playing league ball, I played baseball, and that was my dream. Then I got into acting just by chance in college. And to answer your question in regards to producing or writing and whatnot, right now I'm working on producing some things, writing. I have interest in it, directing. It's all storytelling. So it's all part of storytelling. So do I have interest? Yes. But I really enjoy connecting, creating the characters. And I really enjoy the connection, the actual, the whether it be dialogue, the emotional, all the stuff in front of the camera, I really enjoy. And it's not so much, it doesn't have to be in front of the camera, but I love the play. I love the play.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, JJ, thank you so much for coming back on Popternative. It was, and I don't know if you remember last time, people will never see it, but the show was called Gentefied.
Oh, yeah. That was a big thing.
Yeah, because I remember the thing is I said Gentefied, and then I remember being like, I think I saw an interview you did in a radio where the guy called it Gentefied, and then you were like, yeah, it could be either or, and I was just like, okay, I'm done with this right now. Like, we're calling it the show.
It works. Either way.
Absolutely. Where can people follow you on social media to keep up to date with everything?
At JJSORIA, that's JJ Soria. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook if you use it. And
we hope to see Gentefied Season 2 whenever you guys shoot it.
Yeah, we're looking at it'll be 2020 is when we're shooting it. But yeah, we look forward to getting it out to everyone. It'll be worth the wait, I know that.
No, absolutely. Thank you so much for doing this, man, and I hope all is well with you.
Likewise, brother. Take care.
Absolutely. Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. And until next time, this is JJ Soria and Petey Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.